It is Tuesday, January 17th, 11:36 a.m. I am cleaning up my house and I just had a realization, an understanding that hey, relationships don't always work out. And of course, that's okay. It happens. Now, as I reflect on one of my past relationships, I'm not looking back in the sense that I don't see myself ever going back. There, there was a past relationship that I envisioned, maybe even two, maybe even three, where I envisioned a potential future back together. Now they all seem like they're not gonna happen. I'm very happy in my relationship. All of them have at this point had their own kids with someone else. Some have worked out and some haven't, and that's life. But the reason why I'm recording this right now is because I told myself at times that you need to make sure you're in a good place, you're healed before you move on to another relationship. And sometimes we may move too fast, but other times it's almost as if you couldn't move on fast enough. Now, as far as moving on, what does that look like? Doesn't mean you always have to have a period of being single on your own. No, not always. Some people are serial relationship hoppers. They end one serious relationship, they jump into another serious relationship with someone else, either through infidelity or because they just can't be by themselves, so they befriend other people really quick and move on and establish a new relationship really quick. I think the key is to make sure that you're in a healthy place. If you were in a relationship that was very toxic, that took a lot out of you, then it would make sense to slow down, evaluate what happened in that relationship, and essentially do your best to heal from it, pick up those pieces, and move forward. Sometimes we don't do that, and our life can remain in shambles because there are things that needed to be worked out that haven't, whether that's internal or external or both. Now, again, there are those situations, right? The relationship was toxic, so much happened, people are broken, people don't know who they are. It's like, how did I even get myself in that relationship to begin with? Who am I? What do I like? What's my favorite color? What's my favorite food? We get so dragged on to that relationship and commit so much of ourselves to that relationship that sometimes we don't even know the answer to those questions. You know, favorite restaurant, all I there was a time where all I could think about is the restaurant that me and my ex would go to. Is that really my favorite restaurant, or was that our favorite restaurant? Is that actually my favorite color, or was it the color that she really liked on me? Do I really enjoy watching this much TV? Or is that something she enjoys and I just picked it up as a habit of, spending our time doing such activities frequently? hey, when you're dating this person, this is just part of those activities that you're going to be doing together. There's lots to unpack, lots to evaluate, and the key is, where are you? Are you in a good space? Are you in a good place? Are you in a healthy place? If you feel like you are, if you feel like you are and that relationship simply just did not work out for you, then I would say moving forward, moving on, finding someone new and being okay with dating that person and, you know, moving forward as it may seem fit, then I think you're fine. Sometimes that could be 1 month, sometimes that could be 3 months, sometimes that could be 6 months, sometimes that could be a year, sometimes it takes 2 years. And then if if you didn't heal, if you need that time to heal, if it wasn't healthy, and now you're trying to pick up those pieces, that that takes time. It could take you at least a minimum of a year. A real genuine heartbreak, it takes time. It could take at least a year to move on, move forward, accept what is, what was, and rediscover you. Now, if you've been there before, the second time around, third time around, isn't always going to be as hard or as painful. You become more resilient, learning how to channel those emotions, those feelings, understanding that, hey, this happens in life. Yes, we thought it was going to work out, it didn't. Okay, it's time for me to move forward, right? So there's a resilience factor when you've been there a couple of times. Now, I think about this like jobs. There's a question, when someone's not happy in a job, what do you do? Find a new job, right? Find a new job. Now, one of the biggest debates is, should you have a job lined up? This is fascinating to me because you could really think about this like relationship. I mean, think about it. Relationships are everywhere. We have relationships between fellow human beings, partners, family, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, and people you randomly meet in the streets. Then you have pets, you have animals, those relationships, etc. The relationships are everywhere. A job is a relationship. You have a relationship with your job. We have relationships with money. We have relationships with God or not, depending on what you subscribe to, what you believe in or don't. But that being said, relationships are everywhere. Relationships are powerful, negatively or positively. So there's a question. Should you have a job lined up if you're unhappy with your current job and you want to quit? Some people will say, absolutely, have something lined up, ready to go. So that what? You don't lose any money, you keep moving forward. Some people will say, it depends. It depends. Just any job or a job you really, really want, a job you really, really like. You know, is this an upgrade? Others say, hey man, when you're done, you're done. Quit, figure it out. Can you afford to quit the job without having something lined up? Can you afford it? If you can, great. If you can't, then obviously you really need to think about this or come up with a plan, exit plan. As I'm describing this, I can't help but think about a relationship. If you're unhappy in your current relationship with your partner, should you have somebody lined up as soon as you're done with this, move forward, or start initiating conversations with someone else, right? Start getting to know someone else, kind of like a job. Well, let me just interview, or let me just apply, see what happens, right? Well, let me just send a message. Let me just see if they want to grab some lunch. Test the waters a little bit, Let me test drive the car a little bit before I decide to swap vehicles or drop new vehicle. Or hey, maybe I'll have both, right? Now you have people having extramarital relationships or simply just playing the field, right? And some people know that they're being played and others don't, right? When it comes to jobs, hey, are you meddling with one of my employees? Are you trying to take one of my employees? They're legally contracted to us at this time, or maybe not, but either way, right? Some companies don't like that you're shopping them around right now. Relationships. It's a huge adjustment when you're switching jobs. If you're switching companies, switching roles, huge adjustments. Same thing when you meet people. No two people are the same. They might be similar. They may have some similarities, but they're not the same people. There's an adjustment period. I've been in many different situations within work, within relationships. I've had the jobs lined up, and I haven't had the jobs lined up. I've had my moments when I took my time and I didn't take my time. Sometimes the move made sense, sometimes the move maybe wasn't the best decision, but I'm okay with it because it felt like the right decision at that time. Followed my heart. Same thing with relationships. There have been times where I have been meddling, getting to know other people, maybe getting a little involved with other people when I was younger that I shouldn't have. I should have waited for my relationship to end before doing so. Grass is not always greener, but at the same time, there's also the the value aspect, the morals aspect. How how loyal are you? How respectful are you? You got to think about all these things. What is the right way or the wrong way? I think being honest, being genuine, being loyal, if those are your values, and that's something that you're portraying to your partner, and that's something you're expecting in return, you got to give that. I believe. Otherwise, you're being very selfish, and among a number of other things. But like a job, yeah, you might have something lined up. And some people might say, hold your horses. But hey, maybe you've already done your due diligence. Maybe you've known that person for some time now. And things just didn't line up before, and now they have, and boom, let's go. Or you let the relationship go, you focus on yourself. Figure out what the hell you like, what you don't like, what you're looking for. Jobs, relationships. I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna focus on me. Sounds like an entrepreneur. Now, don't get it twisted. Well, someone might say, hey, well, you need a job, you don't need a relationship. Well, technically, you don't need a job. You need capital, you need income. Do you need a job to have income? A lot of different ways to make money, a lot of different ways to sustain yourself. Well, what if I find me a little sugar mama to take care of me? Or what if I win a lump sum of money? You don't necessarily need a job. It might be a good idea. You may not need a relationship, but it might be a good idea. Relationships can bring out the best in you, or they can bring out the worst in you. Jobs can bring out the best in you, or they can bring out the worst in you. A lot of parallels there. I think one of the key ingredients is understanding who you are, what you want, what you don't want. Evaluate maybe what you used to want and thinking about what is it that you want now, today. Wants and needs can change. Same thing with relationships. It may not even be a bad relationship, but your wants and needs have changed. That's a bummer sometimes because it may not even be your partner's fault, right? It may not even be your job's fault. They're giving you everything that you could want and more, yet you don't want the job. Paying you more than you can dream of, but you don't want the job. Our wants and needs are higher than a check, more than, a relationship. Maybe we want more than one. So maybe you need to discuss arrangements. Maybe you need to tell your company, hey, I'll work for you, but I got to be able to do my thing on the side. Relationships. Hey, you're my main squeeze, but you gotta let me have a little fun on the side. And then maybe that person does too, or not. It's all about relationships. Are both sides happy? Sometimes both sides are not happy. Sometimes one side's very happy because they may be getting everything that they want and the other person may not. But they're putting up with it. Just like a job. Guy's a jerk, but he brings in so much money. What do you bring to the table? If you bring something of value to the table, you create leverage, you create desirabilities, you create things that people want. You have a seat at the table, you have some power, you have the ability to make a choice. Sometimes we have choices, not many. The prospects could be good or bad. Sometimes we gotta suck it up for a little bit. Whatever may have you. First and foremost, you need to start with yourself. Figure out who you are, what you like, what you don't, what you want your future to look like, how you're going to work towards that. Do you have a timeline? Are you happy? Are you doing things the right way? Whether it's jobs, relationships, or whatever may have you. If not, do you need to make some changes? Life is all about relationships. Life is short. It can change or be gone in the blink of an eye. Make sure your relationships are solid, they're strong, and you're happy, at least enough to where you don't hate your life, and that they serve a purpose for you. Each job, each relationship has served its purpose in my life. Some were full of more adventure than others, some were more mature, where I was just more focused on taking care of business. I wasn't traveling as much. Same thing with jobs. Some jobs afforded me certain lifestyles, others I had to penny pinch a little bit more, but I enjoyed the work, right? I enjoyed the relationship. Some things are just more flashy. Ooh, high roller, big money, but it's crap work. Maybe it's causing more harm than good in the environment. right? One of those superficial relationships where, hey, she's a B. She is a handful. She is this, she's that. But she's hot. She's the looker. She's a trophy wife. What do you want? What do you value? What do you want? What do you value? Relationships. Another element that I didn't bring up, commitment levels. Commitment levels. Meaning, well, it's not as simple as, hey, if you're not happy, if you don't like it, oh, just leave, just quit, or just leave the relationship, or just find someone new. First of all, you have to have attractive job opportunities, other partners that are as appealing as your current situation. Otherwise, moving just to move or ending a relationship, starting a new one just for the sake of it, or because you're just not happy with your current, isn't going to solve all your problems either. But again, commitment. Commitment. Meaning, what's at stake? Some people have families, some people have kids, right? Marriage. They have assets. So I'm putting it in very simple terms, but there's a lot more at stake for people. When we talk about jobs, some people have these salaries, great pay, stock options, 401ks, full investments, right? Where companies are fully vested in you. So sometimes people say, hey, you know what? Gotta stay committed for at least another 2 years till I get this kick uh, kicker in there that basically makes this worth more, right? It's like contracts. When players sign contracts, like, oof, not happy with this team, but I got X amount of dollars coming my way. If I can just do well enough, I'll get that money, then I can try to make some moves, blah blah blah. We're talking about pensions. We're talking about pensions, and again with relationships, if some people try to leave, it's like, well, hopefully you were working or you were a breadwinner yourself. Otherwise, how are you going to take care of you? Are you in a position to be able to do that? Those are other elements. But it's funny because they do have similarities. Can't leave my job, I blah blah blah. Can't leave my relationship, blah blah blah. You know, it's always relationships. So what can you do? I think at the end of the day, you have to evaluate and assess the situation. You have to do an inventory check. Where are you today? What's your situation? How do you feel about the situation? Can you make the situation better? With companies, it's okay, do you need to be paid more? Okay, do you need more autonomy? Do you need more authoritative opportunities to say what you want? Relationships. Are you getting your wants and needs met? Are you being treated with respect? Are you getting some say in some of the decisions being made? Etc. A lot of parallels. Okay, is it worth it? Is it not? Okay, I'm gonna stay until the kids are 18. Or I'm gonna stay until I reach this amount of money, then I'm gonna leave my company. Or relationship, whatever may have you. But it's very interesting, right? Because it is relationships. And there are certain carrots that are dangled to make you stay. And then sometimes you decide, well, is it worth it? If I leave and I start my own company and I have all this wild success, though I struggle for 2, 3 years, making less than I have been making, but enough for me to get by, and now I'm bringing in the dough, is it worth it? Man, this person's the breadwinner. Now I'm gonna have to work harder, but hey, now I'm more valuable because I'm bringing something to the table and I have some say and I have a voice and oh, I have a partner and hey, he's not making as much, but he's a better companion. We fit well together. We're both happy. Relationships.